Hello, hello. This is author and founder Lady Rochelle, where we move away from awareness towards action. And today is a special edition of Warriors Talk, day 9 of Visions of Happiness. And we're going to talk about today the wounded warrior. So I'm so excited that we've already into 9 days leading up to my 50th birthday. 28 poems, 28 days at 8 on my Facebook page every day until the 28th, which is my 50th birthday. So this is a poem collection, again, as I repeat it every night. If you are just tuning into the show, this is your first time tuning into the special edition. I've been working on this collection for the past 10 years, and I am finally done. So I am celebrating and sharing my poems out with my Facebook friends. So you just happen to be one of them. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my birthday, and I wanted to plan something really special, you know, to commemorate the day. But with COVID and everything going on, I wasn't able to do that. But so I decided to do something that I know that I could capture, and the recordings of me reading my poetry for 28 days until my 50th birthday. So here we are. I'll read the poem first, and then I'll tell you where my mind was when I wrote the poem. So here we go. This is called Wounded Warrior. Let me turn this down because I hope you guys can hear me. All right, here we go. As I lay in my bed, knowing that I should have been dead, tears shed, shedding weight, wondering if it's here again, trying to bring my life to an unexpected end, living my life free from fear, trying to get the devil out of my ear. Think positive, that's what they say. But how when the devil is riding my back every single day? Not wanting to feel paranoid, insane, or ashamed. So I hide inside and I take the blame. How could I be so reckless and not catch this? Wondering daily, do I deserve this? Was it my lack of faith or trust in him? Was it my unfaithfulness and not living totally for him? Is he trying to get my attention to bring me closer to him, to depend totally on him and not man? Is it his will that I suffer and be ill? Or is he just trying to get me to be still? Still enough to hear his voice and follow his directions. Still, the unknown haunts me every single day, sitting, waiting, and praying. Is it here to take me away? Watching the tears flow from my face, I can't help but wonder, is today the day? So that's that piece, and it's called Wounded Warrior. So the way that I came up with this poem is after my cancer treatment. Like when you're going through treatment, they have you with all of these different appointments. You go into appointments just about every week. You're doing something. So I was doing chemo every week, and then they will have you to maybe go take a scan, you know, just to make sure the cancer hasn't spread it. You know, you may go meet with your dietitian just to make sure that, you know, if you're losing weight, that, you know, you're not in a malnutrition state. So they try to make sure that they're helping you to, you know, eat the right foods to make sure that you're getting the nourishment that you need. So you're so busy going to all of these appointments, you know, when you're in treatment. And then when treatment is over, it's like, it's almost like they pushed you off on a cliff. Like they just pushed you off. And now you're on your own to try to figure out, okay, what's next? You know, when they held your hand the whole time doing treatment, you know, you had somebody making your appointments, so you didn't even have to make your appointments. I had what they call a nurse navigator that made all of my appointments for me. So I didn't have to make any appointments. She would call to make sure that I was coming, any type of test or any type of pre-approval that I needed. Referrals, as they call it, she would be the one that would take care of all of that. Like I had to do none of that. But then once you're done with treatment, then they push you out and say, okay, now you're on your own. You have to make your appointments by yourself. Whatever it is that you need to do for your cancer treatment, you know, after you're done with the initial treatment, you're on your own. And to someone who maybe doesn't have anybody else to help them, that can be you could be in a state of shock trying to figure out what to do. You know, it can send you into a state of depression because now you feel helpless. You feel like, you know, am I going to make it because I'm out here by myself? But I'm here to tell you that you are not by yourself. They have a lot of different cancer organizations out here that help individuals, that will go to your appointment with you, that you can actually talk to someone on the phone. Excuse me. I know that the American Cancer Society has this buddy program where they will hook you up with somebody who has the same diagnosis as you, and it could be similar to you, similar treatment, and they will hook you up with that person so you can have somebody to talk to. And I did talk to somebody early on in my treatment who kind of went through the same things that I was going through, the same diagnosis and everything. So she kind of, you know, gave me that comfort and that reassurance that, hey, somebody has already been through this and I'm okay. So, you know, you're going to be okay. And the one thing that she told me was that cancer cannot take away, you know, your smile. You know, don't allow cancer to do that. You know, keep smiling through everything that you're going through. Keep smiling. So once I was done with the treatment and they said, okay, now you're on your own, they will put you out on appointments. So when you're first done, they may put you out on 3 months. So you may see the doctor every 3 months for maybe in the next couple of months. Maybe for the 6 months, you're seeing a doctor for 3 months. Then they'll push you out for 6 months. Then they'll push you out for a year. So they don't consider you a survivor of cancer until you hit year 5, because they don't expect for you to live past that 5th year. If you live past that 5th year, great. But normally they don't call you a survivor until you hit the 5th year. Once you hit that 5th year, then they say, this person has survived. But I'm here to tell you, when I was going through my cancer treatment and I had just had my surgery, which was in August, it was August 15th of 2014. And my son was there with me. And, you know, I was like, oh, you know, we're going to celebrate when I get to year 5. He was like, oh, no, we celebrate now because you're here now. We're not waiting 5 years to celebrate, you know, your life and to celebrate, you know, that you're healed from cancer. We're celebrating right now. So I've been celebrating since I've gotten my cancer diagnosis, because they consider you a survivor from the time that you find the cancer. So from the time that you find it, you should start celebrating, because the cancer didn't get a chance to take you out, but it's giving you a chance to do something about it, to take action with whatever it is that you have, whatever stage that you're at. It's time for you to take action and do something about it so that you don't feel helpless. So I would encourage you, if you're done with treatment, to look for different groups. They have so many groups out here that you can go to and talk to somebody. You know, the groups, they have similar people that have your diagnosis. You don't have to be alone. You could talk to a psychiatrist if you want to. You know, there's depression that comes with a cancer diagnosis. And, you know, I tried to stay really busy so that I wouldn't have to worry about being depressed. But I had my moments when the depression would try to take me over. And if somebody tells you that, excuse me, if they tell you that, oh no, I never had a moment of sadness, excuse me, the devil don't want me to tell my story. I never had a moment of sadness when I had my cancer journey. Don't believe that. Anybody that has had a cancer diagnosis or will have a cancer diagnosis, you may have one moment to where you think to yourself, why me? Am I gonna make it? Or even if this cancer is going to come back. That's one thing that a lot of people worry about that has had a cancer diagnosis. They, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, is this cancer going to come back? And then they tell you to, you know, you have to watch your body. If you have aches here, or, you know, watch for, you know, different bruises that may come on your body that you don't know where it came from. So now, you know, you're paranoid because you're looking at your body and you're like, okay, where did this come from? And then you go to the doctor and they say, oh no, you're okay. So, you know, the devil wants you to be afraid. He wants you to not believe that God can heal. And there's so many cancer survivors. I talked about it yesterday and I talked about it on Sunday, that there's 16.9 million cancer survivors out there. You can be one too. You can be one too. So once you get through your cancer treatment, testify to somebody else. Help somebody else that's going through and share with them what you did. Somebody helped me. When I was going through, I was searching out all cancer survivors. And I was like, hey, you know, before I took chemo, what happened when you took chemo? What kind of chemo did you take? Did you have to take radiation? What happened when you took the radiation? Did you have surgery? What kind of surgery did you have? Don't be afraid to ask people. You don't necessarily have to do what they did, but just see what the outcome was. Just see if they had any problems, any side effects, or, you know, anything that, you know, made their treatment delayed. Find out, talk to people. Now, be careful and be selective who you talk to, because some people may try to discourage you and bring up all kind of people that died last week and all of that. And let me just say this. You know, we know we're supposed to eat healthy. We know we're supposed to exercise. We know we're supposed to go to the doctor. We know we're supposed to know our family history. We know we're supposed to be trying to reduce our risk. But here you go. You can do all of those things, and you can still get a cancer diagnosis. Yep. You can do all of those things and still get a cancer diagnosis. But guess what? If there are 16.9 million survivors in the world, guess what? One of those survivors could be you. One of those survivors could be you. So don't think necessarily that, oh, I have cancer, that it's a death sentence. No, it's an awakening for you to get busy living life. So often we don't live life. We're working, we're busy doing nothing. And now that the coronavirus, you know, put a stop in everybody's track, everybody has a chance to sit back and say, okay, what am I really doing? To reevaluate their life, to figure out where they really need to be headed. And so many things we found out wasn't even important. So we're not even doing those things anymore. We found out that not even going to the church building. God, like, nope, you're going to worship me right where you are. And then we have an opportunity to witness to other people right here on Facebook. If you don't know Christ, you should know Christ. Get to know Christ. He's a healer. He healed me and so many other survivors out here. So I'm encouraging you, if you're going through cancer treatment right now, keep on pushing through. Push through. Every chance that you can get up and get out of the house, do it. Every chance that you can get up and get moving, you can exercise, do it. If you're at a point where you're doing chemo and you can't eat, find that one thing that you can eat and eat it. Just eat it. Mine was Greek chicken sandwich on a pita. And the reason why I ate it all the time when I was taking chemo is because for some reason, I could taste it. Anything else I could not taste. So I just kept eating that every day because I wanted to get my weight up. I got all the way down to 140 pounds. My normal weight is like 158. 160. I got down to 140 pounds and I was like, wow, my skin was so black. I was so dark. I call myself a little chocolate bunny because I was so dark. And I didn't even know, like the bottom of my feet was black. And I'm like, what is this stuff doing to me? What is this chemo that they are putting in my body really doing to me? We know that it takes away the bad cells, but it's also taking away good cells too. So we just have to make sure that when we're done with treatment, that we're doing something. We have some type of regimen in place to where we are building our bodies back up. You gotta build your body back up. You know, you have to be able, and I would say do it naturally. If you can do it naturally without having to take anything, any type of medicine or any type of supplements, I would say try to do it naturally. And I just thank God that after my cancer treatment that I'm not on any medicine, have not had to take any medicine. And if at all possible, I don't take any. I don't. So, you know, after going through that, I don't want anything else in my body. Like, that was a horrible experience. But by the grace of God, I am here. And I am here. That means you can be here too. So guess what? Cancer is not a death sentence. If you get a cancer diagnosis, keep moving, keep pushing, pray and ask God to heal your body and ask God, what is this about? What is this cancer all about? What do you want me to get from this cancer? What do you want me to share with other people about this diagnosis? Don't just think that the cancer diagnosis is all about you, because it may not be. It may be God's way of working through you to get a message to whatever people that you're assigned to. So I appreciate you joining me today on day 9 for the special edition of Warriors Talk, Visions of Happiness. Tonight's poem again was Wounded Warrior. And yesterday we talked about chemo days. So, and then Sunday we talked about Say It Ain't So. So all of the poems all the way up to Saturday is going to deal with my cancer diagnosis and what I was feeling like, where my head was at that time. So I encourage you to come back tomorrow and hear the next poem, day 10, yay, which means my birthday is just so close. So I'm excited that I'm coming up on my 50th birthday, and I'm hoping that you would be here with me on the 28th as I celebrate, but I think I'm gonna come on a little early instead of 8 o'clock on the 28th. So, you know, because I'm gonna be busy on that day. But join me tomorrow at 8 p.m. right here for Visions of Happiness as I share my poem collection with you. Again, this is Lady Rochelle with Warriors Talk, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time. See ya.